Enough of this gay banter. When last we left our heroes, who wants to recap?
I can do a recap.
Excellent.
Okay.
Since to celebrate that I don't sound like a robot, I'll have a long speech. Yeah.
Yeah.
On last episode of Pugmire, we met our heroes. They had just graduated from the Academy of Adventurers, which I forget what it's called. But then we were told by our Grand Master or closest relation teacher that he wanted to give us a job, but that it would be a boring job and we wouldn't be allowed to do this to leave the city. But then he also peripherally told us that just in case we didn't know, if we managed to leave the city by ourselves and, happened to go on an adventure, then that wouldn't be his fault. And so he wouldn't have given us the order to do so. And therefore everything would be fine. And then we might have more fun if we were to do such a thing.
Fine. Nothing is broken.
Exactly. And so then we said, of course, we're not going on an adventure. And then we went to go on an adventure outside of the city. And so then I forget how we found the lead, but then we went to a tavern, met an old dog
Lady.
that we couldn't teach new tricks. It was a lady.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the guy I had a conversation with and who gave me a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, now I remember. Yeah, the first person we talked
While
to.
Dante, while Dante was lost in conversation with this strange fella, it was Nistka and Piper. They went to talk with a lady, owner of the tavern, I think, who had a job for us. Which I forget actually exactly the details of the job.
If I remember correctly, there is an official expedition that is going to the location we're going to later. But her young nephew or something was being sent on it, and she wanted us to clear out the danger before they got there.
Right.
Something to that accord.
Yes.
Maybe not the person who hired us as nephew, but someone's nephew.
Yeah, a family relation of some sort.
Correct.
Then there was a short scuffle at the bar where we put some dogs in their places. And then we left to go on our merry way. Chuckles wanted to pick up his armor, so I believe we ended the story around the academy where we were just back to resupply and sort of tell our master that we are not going on a job, but we might be unavailable for a while.
I'll add to it then, because we didn't end there.
Sure.
So we did go and pick up provisions, and we did mention to our, I'll call it Grandmaster. I think he's like a Chihuahua or something, because I remember we're joking around with his mahogany desk being much larger than he is. So we did let him know that we are going to be out of the city on vacation for about a week or two, whatever amount of time he gave us. And then he mentioned that the best way to get across is either to take the road that's towards, I want to say it's towards some mudlands or almost swampy area, or to take a ferry across the river to get to the location we need to get to. So with those options in mind, I know, see, we have Piper, Dante, Nistka, Chuckles. Yeah, there we go. Chuckles was just boat? No. Boat is on water. I don't know if this is a very good idea. So we sort of convinced him to get on, to at least, at least consider getting on a boat. So we got towards the boats, and we found out boats be expensive, especially the big ones that only allow for what is it, a day's travel or whatever. But we did find a fisherman's ship who's just like he seemed to be about the same age as the one guy at the bar. And he's just like, I could get you across. Yeah. Well, how? Wait, I'm not doing this for free. And so I think we gave him like 1 gold coin per person or something along those lines. And then I think Dante was sharing stories about the old man or the old dog that we met at the tavern. He's like, oh, you know, so and so, he's still alive. Blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah.
We had some fun conversations, but he took us down towards almost towards the land bridge or the swampy area. And I think we were making our way across there. The one struggle we had, or one thing I think we missed, was we didn't note on our map where the expedition was in the new location, I think. So once we get there, we're going to have to figure out what dungeon are we going to? Where are we going to be exploring exactly? But that's where we left off. Was we were crossing that land bridge. So yeah,
We'll have to sniff it out.
Yep.
Okay. So you've just finished taking the small ferry from. Hold on, I have it written here. Lieutenant Johnny, who proceeded to get you across the boat while Chuckles falls into the water, very upset. He leaves you on the bank of the river on the forest side and proceeds his way to Mutttown. So last we ended, we were at the outskirts of the fearful forest.
Hooray!
What's the plan, adventurers?
Ooh.
So just to clarify, did Chuckles fall in the water and then we left him there, or?
Nope, he's following, grumbling, doffing his armor.
He got back in the boat wet and came with us.
Correct.
Okay.
He is still with you guys. He will not be participating in combat because he is wet and upset.
Understood.
Wet and upset.
That's how it be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're at the edge of the fearful forest. Is there any like trails that seem notable, or like I want to say like a guardhouse or outpost like thing nearby that we might be able to talk to somebody, etc., etc.?
Landmarks is a good idea.
Yeah. Any form of civilization over here.
You don't see any specific landmarks. It's a very untamed forest. The trees seem to go quite high into the sky and seem very tightly knitted together. A very dense wood, as it were.
Okay.
Did the ferry take us to the Mutters Town or whatever it was? The Mutt Town?
No, he took you basically from Pugmire. He went straight east towards basically the Fearful Forest, and then he started going south towards Mutttown. So instead of doing the perpendicular, come on, can you do this? Pythagorean's theorem. Instead of taking the hypotenuse, he took the other edges.
So instead of like going straight from the dock to, I guess, wherever it was, but was it like straight ahead?
Yeah, he basically went straight east from Pugmire towards the Fearful Forest.
Oh. Do we have any idea, I guess, where the expedition would have been starting?
Is Butttown like a town near the Fearful Forest then that we can go to?
It's on the same side of the water. I don't know exactly where it is.
I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt of the fact that this is an online campaign and your characters are more engaged than you are in their training of how to do these types of missions, that you would have taken some form of notes as to, well, where are we going? And asking for a little bit of extra details from Granny Sue while you guys are hoping to clean up her pub after the
Granny Sue.
scuffle. So you guys have an idea that from within the Fearful Forest, it was in the northeastern area by a very tall oak tree, and that the entrance was hidden under the roots of this large and great tree. There is a fresh pea stain on this tree. Thus marked.
Okay. Was there a general direction of where the great tree was?
Roughly within northeast of Pugmire. There is no very predominant specifics, as is just no one has very clearly or in any way mapped the Fearful Forest. They just have an idea of like what direction how they returned when they found this.
Well, I guess northeast it is. We can see if we can pick up any trail or whatnot, but let's see.
From where we're standing, if we look northeast, can we see an especially great and obvious tree?
That's a good question.
How are you determining which direction is northeast?
Where's the sun in the sky?
Yeah.
Guys. You are unable to see the sun specifically in the sky. It is towards where the trees are. So it is slightly coming in over the brush.
Oh.
We are by the water. We know that the water that we are standing by is towards the west. We came from Pugmire from the west, right? So
away from the water would be east. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
what time of day is it?
So using that logic, Dante sort of looks towards what he imagines would be the northeast based upon where the river is in relation to where he is. And he still sees the large dense forest. He's unable to see above the trees. The trees are actually standing quite tall, roughly about 10 to 15 dog heights high.
Those are some big trees. Okay. Well, at least we know now we know where east. Oh.
Dante Heights or Piper Heights?
You think about it for about 5 minutes, and you always think in the relative of your sense. So you think of your height.
Oh.
Right.
So then it's more Piper.
So you say that, you sort of look at Piper, and then you say 15 to 20.
Okay.
Actually, I have no idea how tall either of you are in relation to each other. I'm just going off of a basic picture.
Let me see if I wrote that down anywhere.
Watch, Piper's...
Actually, I've been wondering, does, in this world, maybe we don't know, but it's like, dogs are mutated. So would a Scottish Terrier necessarily be the same size as a Scottish Terrier in our world, or is he slightly taller? He could even be slightly smaller based on mutation stuff. We don't.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if
dog
we
is
know.
also slightly taller and slightly shorter in real life, just like people are. But on an average size, all these dogs are basically mutated to be on hind legs and have thumbs.
Yeah.
At that level.
I was about to say, I'm imagining that whatever the length of you would be from, although you have to equate with the legs too. I guess whatever your length was as a puppy, you would then switch it to height. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm imagining Dante being like 1.6 meters ish. Yeah. 1.6 meters is what I was guessing. Like slightly smaller than an average human being. So, but a Great Dane is pretty large, but then there's long hind legs. So then